means 50 to 75% off. Don't wait. Check the ad. Head on out to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street, daily till 4, Saturdays till 3, in the same blooming place since 1952.
Here is your 1-minute news brief. A former Winter Park reverend and radio host who was charged with child sexual abuse has been found dead. Police believe it was suicide. Nearly 24 birds are dead in Brevard County, and we may never know why. Melbourne's Wild Florida Rescue said 22 laughing gulls were found, 13 of them dead and 9 seriously hurt, some with their wings broken off. The case of Disney World's missing Buzzy animatronic has taken another turn. It appears NBA player Robin Lopez, a known Disney aficionado, unknowingly bought $7,000 worth of stolen Disney items. The Trump administration announced yesterday that it is shutting down one of the largest U.S. facilities for child migrants in Homestead. A 46-year-old Pembroke Pines man is accused of showing up at a crash scene involving his son and slamming the other driver's head to the pavement. And a new mom says her Uber driver bought 30 pieces of baby clothing for her newborn son after learning the child was at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Clouds will limit sunshine on this Tuesday, but it will be very warm and humid with a high of 86 to 90. And partly cloudy skies, warm and muggy Tuesday night, low 72 to 76. Partly sunny Wednesday, a very warm, humid day, high 87 to 91. And on Thursday, a mix of clouds and sunshine remaining very warm and humid with a high again, 87 to 91. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
All right, thank you. That's the professional weatherman, by the way, Joe Lundberg. He's the professional one.
Yeah, he knows what's going on.
So during the break, you showed me a video and some photographs that are circulating on YouTube, right?
Yeah, Facebook.
Of a of a couple, young couple, taking money from, is it the Hardys?
The Hardys.
The Hardys in Bellevue. Now, they didn't steal from the cashier. What they did was they took the box where people were leaving donations for Toys for Tots. Mm-hmm. Do I have that right?
Yes. Yep.
Wow. And the photographs are so clear.
They are. They even have a video on there.
So, yeah. And in the video, you see the guy taking the little plastic, I guess, a plastic box with some cash in it, putting it on the floor, and then letting his girlfriend do the rest of the work, putting it in a bag or something so they could leave the store. Mm-hmm. So, hey, go to the WOCA Facebook page. And Robin shared it from Matt Wilkerson, I believe, and I shared it. And so it's on Robin's page, it's on my page, it's on Matt's page, it's on a lot of pages. So this is one of the beauties of social media now. We can now spread things like this. And, oh my gosh, why would you steal from children who don't have anything?
Yeah, exactly.
And especially when you both look healthy and you both could be working. I don't know. Come on.
Yeah, they look clean. They look like they got a place to shower, and gee whiz.
Speaking of stealing, an Ocala Police Department report updates the amount of money that was scammed out of the city of Ocala.
Oh my gosh.
Did you see this?
I saw that one figure.
The scammer is posing as a local construction company. You might know this story already, but I wanted to tell you the new number is $742,336.73.
Wow.
That's how much money was sent from the city of Ocala to a scammer. Wow. The city's administration declined to announce the amount of the fraud when they released the information about the incident on Thursday. I guess that was last Thursday, right? Mm-hmm.
They've got some kind of internal investigation
this going. Is, again, I'm reading from the Star Banners.
Wow.
So thank you, Carlos Medina. You're on top of these things all the time. In September, a city senior accounting specialist received an email from an accounting specialist, or purportedly from an accounting specialist, from Osley Construction, which is a real company that really does work for Ocala, right?
Yeah, it's a local company.
Which has nothing to do with them. This is fraudulent, so it's not really them. The email included a city form requesting they change Osley's banking information. Wow. The form provided a routing and an account number for a Fifth Third bank account and a copy of a voided check from the account. Well, can't they trace this then? On October 17th, Ostley Construction submitted a legitimate invoice for the nearly $250,000 related to the construction of a new terminal at the Ocala International Airport. Oh, that's what this is for, huh?
Yeah.
The 17,500 square foot terminal is a $6.1 million project. The city paid the invoice on October 18th, but it went to the fraudulent bank account. On October 22nd, the city discovered the fraud after Ostley informed them they did not receive the payment. The representative from Ostley, whose name was attached to the phony email, was no longer with the company and told police they did not send the email. The email address showed a slight difference from the legitimate Ostley address. Oh, the email included an extra S at the end. So I guess it's at austinconstructions.com. The fake address was created on September 1st. Oh my gosh, see how sneaky these people are?
Yeah, but you just, when you're doing accounting for a company or for a government, or for when you're doing accounting for anybody and you're doing accounts payables, there are chains of command to go through. So whoever this person is within the city that paid the bill, their feet is probably to the fire. I'm not judging or anything, but I've worked in accounting for a couple of decades as an administrative assistant to the CFO, and there are different chains of commands and channels, and then things that you call. If something like that happens, then you double check with the company first just to make sure. And this was before emails, so we had to do everything over the phone or through the mail or in person, but email is just the same as mail.
Well, hindsight is 20/20, and I hear what you're saying.
I know, but I just can't. It just boggles my mind that this would happen.
It's sickening, but I also have empathy for whoever did this and made the mistake. I don't, because it says the person is kind of one of those, that's the job of the person who did this, but I hear what you're saying. I'm not discounting what you're saying, but the real bad guy ultimately is whoever is that sent in the email. That's the real bad guy. Don't be distracted by the people who I know you don't know them, but I mean the people who we could know because they're our neighbors. Okay, somebody is the real bad guy here, and it's not the person who made the mistake. That person made a legitimate mistake, we assume.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know, just one of those heartbreaking stories in this world where you can get an email sent to you threatening to. Do you know what scares me? Because I got one of these, but I'm 64 years old. Okay, I got one of these Sextortion emails saying that they know which websites I go to, and they got pictures of me looking at dirty pictures, blah blah blah, right? And I laughed it off. I said, well, and they're gonna share it if I don't send them some money. And I'm thinking, well, share it. Let people know that I'm still alive.
That's right. You're still rocking and rolling.
I'm still here. Okay. If I'm looking at that stuff, then I guess I'm not so bad. But but then I thought, what if a 17-year-old got that, or a 24-year-old, or a newlywed guy, and maybe he does look at some of that stuff, and I know we can be judgmental and say he shouldn't, whatever, but we do.
Everybody's human.
Humans, we men do that stuff. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, and women like sex too,
Yeah, but I don't know about the picture part of it. But anyway, it's those people that might, commit suicide or might send thousands of dollars to somebody for no reason.
Yeah.
That's the reason. This story and the stories like others we've heard, these are the reasons why some of the people who do like what your son does to try to stop this stuff from happening to companies, right?
Yep.
The security of the internet, all that crap.
Yep.
That stuff is very necessary, and we hopefully have people with bright minds like your son who can save the rest of us from this crap. That's what I think,
Exactly.
I mean, we were always victims of people trying to fraudulently sell us snake oil or send us a chain letter in the mail or something like that.
I hated those. I hate those.
I hated them. I actually participated in one. You know the one I participated in? Did I send you this?
You probably did. It was a good one.
This was the the beach towel exchange. I got it from a lady in New York who's, when she gets older, she's going to be Tweety Pie's, grandmother, whatever.
Yeah.
You know that lady in Tweety Pie?
Yeah.
That's what she's going to be when she gets older. And she's almost there now, so just so you know. But she sent me this thing saying, hey, we got this cool little club where you will get 100 beach towels. All you got to do is send 2 to the first name on the list. And I said, okay, I'll send 2 beach towels. So I did. And then I sent out 5 letters and waited for my beach towels. And I never got any.
Gee, I don't remember that one from you. Well, at least it wasn't money, though. At least some of those chain things were money.
Right. All right, let's look at what else is in the news. Phone lines are open, by the way, if you want to call in. Reverend Brian Fullwider used to do what you and I do on the radio, Robin. He was a radio host in Winter Park or Altamont Springs, or one of the two cities. I'm not sure where. The radio station is WMFE. He's also a reverend. Did you pick up on that? So
I did.
He had a radio show called Friends Talking Faith. He did the show with himself. He's a rabbi. Let's see, what church was he with?
A reverend or a rabbi? You said reverend.
He's a reverend, but he also did the show with a rabbi.
Oh, with a rabbi. Okay.
And with an imam. Is that how you say it? Imam, the Muslim priest.
Yeah, I like that.
But anyway, so he did that radio show with the 3 of them. So a Jew, a Christian, and the Muslim, right? So they did a radio show, and apparently it was really popular down in south of here, called Friends Talking Faith. Their signal probably reached Marion County, so some of you may have listened to them. Anyway, so he was arrested on child sex abuse charges. He has committed suicide. So he's no longer with us. Now, before you jump to judgment, his accuser absolutely feels like he still needs his day in court, even if the guy's dead. The guy's attorney, who doesn't have a client anymore, is defending his client, his now deceased client, saying that this is nothing he would have ever done. So, don't jump to judgment on this one. But it's one of those stories that everybody's gonna have an opinion about it, and the truth is, most of us don't know anything.
No, that's true. That's true. But he didn't kill the child. It was...
No, the child is still alive.
Thank God for that.
All right, let's see. Here's a creepy story out of Brevard County. Melbourne's Wild Florida Rescue got a call Saturday night. They were at a Halloween party. The call said, hey, there are some dead and injured birds out here on Mullet Road in Port Canaveral. So they went out there, and they found seagulls scattered down the road. 13 of them were dead. 9 of them were seriously hurt. Their wings were broken off.
Oh, my God.
Or torn off. They had compound open fractures. Nobody knows what happened to them. Were they hit by a car, possibly? Did they hit an overhead power line? It's hard to know. The sheriff's office said they don't have a whole lot to go on. A check of surveillance video shows nothing. Wild Florida Rescue took the 9 surviving seagulls to a local wildlife hospital, but unfortunately the injuries were so severe they had to be euthanized. So, crazy story.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Remember the story, kind of the ongoing story about the stolen stuff from Disney World, from the animatronic named Buzzy and other things, from the Haunted Mansion and other things?
Yes.
Well, here's another chapter to that story. NBA player Robin Lopez, known as a Disney aficionado, apparently unknowingly purchased some of those stolen Disney items to the tune of $7,000. But he didn't know they were stolen. He did ask the guy who sold it to him, how did you get this stuff? Did you steal this? And he said no. So Lopez, by the way, a center for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, there you go.
Purchased the items, and so now he's got to hand them all back.
And he's out that money.
Yeah, he's out the money. So.
My gosh.
President Trump released a photo of the dog that assisted U.S. forces in the takedown of ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. A quote from the president in a tweet says, "We have declassified a picture of the wonderful dog, name not declassified, that did such a great job in capturing and killing the leader of ISIS." General Mark Milley told reporters yesterday that the dog performed a tremendous service in tracking down Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi in a tunnel beneath his compound. Al-Baghdadi, as you know, set off an explosion, a vest bomb or something, that killed himself and 3 children and apparently wounded the dog. But General Mark Milley, said the dog was slightly wounded but is now recovering and has returned to duty in an undisclosed location. Milley says the U.S. is protecting the dog's identity. I wonder if dogs get PTSD. I bet you they do.
I would think they do.
He was there when that bomb went off.
Yeah.
Probably had nightmares.
Yeah, exactly. I saw the picture of the dog, if that is the picture that they said was released, and
handsome-looking German Shepherd.
Yeah, very happy with tongue sticking out, but I'll bet you dogs get PTSD. I'll bet you some the dogs that did the 911, uncovering and things. I bet they got PTSD and along with physical ailments. But no, I think they do. That's very, very stressful.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Let's see. Here's a good story. A new mom is grateful for the generosity of an Uber driver. Nikki Ihus, A-I-H-U-S is how you spell her last name. Nikki gave birth to a little boy named John Henry. The boy was born with congenital diaphragmatic hernia, according to WFTS. I think that's a TV station. Mm-hmm. The child is at Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital. The mom and boy are from Kansas. This is the best hospital they could find, so they brought the boy here. The national survival rate of CDH, congenital diaphragmatic hernia, the national survival rate is between 60 and 70%, but at that hospital, it's more than 90%, so the boy is in a good place. CDH, for those who don't know, and I'm one who did not know.
I don't know.
This can threaten lung development in babies, so it's obviously very serious. The woman, Nikki Ihus, told reporters that her boy was getting better each day, but he still won't be able to return home for a few months. Mm-hmm. So last week she went to buy clothing for her son. She called an Uber. She got in the car, and the driver, named Belinda, it's a lady driver, said she could tell that the lady needed to talk. And she said, people don't listen anymore. I believe sometimes people get in my car for reasons other than a ride. Anyway, so the two ladies talked, and she told her the story about her little boy in the hospital. So she dropped her off at the store and then parked her car and went in and found her. Oh. And the woman just was not a wealthy woman, did not have a whole lot of money, but Belinda had a few extra dollars, and she bought 30 pieces of baby clothing. Oh. And now the two ladies have become friends, and so that's kind of a nice story.
That's a beautiful story.
It's a heartwarming story.
It's a giving story, not like those two idiots that stole from Hardee's Toys for Tots.
There you go.
Gee whiz.
Spurred by historic winds, several wildfires were burning in California yesterday, causing evacuations and power outages in parts of the state. As the Kincaid Fire and the Tick Fire burned, the Getty Fire broke out yesterday morning on the west side of the 405 freeway in the Sherman Oaks neighborhood. The Los Angeles Department said, we have some friends in LA who have been posting on Facebook that they are safe. I don't know if you saw this. One of them is John Goodwin from Galaxy Press.
I didn't see that one.
He posted that he's okay. I don't know how close it is to where he lives, but I know his office is right there is it on Hollywood Boulevard or wherever that is?
Yes. Yeah.
So, yeah, he's right in the heart of all that stuff. The mysterious and spooky and altogether kooky family is opening their home to guests for a limited time in a celebration of the newest animated The Addams Family movie that debuted on October 11th. Mm-hmm. There has been a haunted replica of the infamous Addams Family home opened up in Brooklyn. The 3-bedroom, 3,700 square foot, 19th century townhouse captures this signature Addams macabre. Fans of the series will love the attention to detail, like the kitchen filled with all kinds of science experiments, Morticia's impressive vanity and closet, and even a few carnivorous plants. You can actually spend the night there starting, last night, I guess. Somebody stayed there.
Oh my gosh.
So there you go.
Now that sounds like fun. Doesn't sound like that creepy one in Tennessee.
Yeah, the creepy one. No, this one you actually stay in it.
Yeah, this is great. This is wonderful.
Let's see. President Trump used a conference of police chiefs yesterday to slam the host of Chicago, the host of the event. To slam the host city. Okay.
Oh.
Chicago. He went to slam the Chicago, calling Chicago embarrassing. Chicago is an embarrassment under the leadership of its top cop, the police chief of Chicago. Trump has frequently criticized Chicago for its crime problems and status as a sanctuary city, one of scores of cities around the country that refuse to work with federal authorities to round up people who are living in the U.S. illegally. He said, "It's embarrassing to us as a nation all over the world. They're talking about Chicago. Afghanistan is a safe place by comparison."
Well, I can see him saying that because during the previous administration, there was 1,000 murders a month. We had those stories coming out of Chicago, how it was really just running amok, and it's still not being fixed. And
But it is the responsibility of the municipality, the local municipality.
Right.
It is not the responsibility. You just kind of implied that it was Obama's fault.
Well,
I know he's from Chicago.
Yeah, and he's building his library there.
I know, but you can't let your political leanings distort your perception of who needs to do something, who can be looked to as responsible. It's kind of like the guy Scott Israel, the sheriff down in Parkland.
Yeah.
He wasn't the guy who shot up the school.
No.
But his officers didn't do what they should have done. So
exactly.
there was real responsibility that was not addressed. I mean, he really could have done more. So, in that case, and in this case, Trump is saying, I'm just telling you what he's saying.
Yeah, if it would have been any other president that said that, I wouldn't be leaning toward that president. I would just be, because I grew up in Milwaukee, and Chicago was a really, really nice place to go to. And then, of course, I moved away in '73, and from what I hear from my relatives up there, it had just gotten worse and worse, and it's not the elegant place it used to be. So it's
here's
too bad.
Here's one you're going to have an opinion on. John Legend and Kelly Clarkson, both singers whom I like, have teamed up to sing the song "Baby It's Cold Outside."
Oh, okay.
But you remember, "Baby It's Cold Outside" had some political pushback.
I know. That's the most ridiculous thing ever.
The line, "I ought to say no, 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 and say what's in this drink," were viewed by some as the male singer attempting to have sexual relations with the female singer,
right,
without her consent.
Right.
Okay. So that's why it became problematic. Now, if you remember, I don't remember who the female is, but in the John Travolta version of this song, John is singing the part that's normally sung by the female.
And I think Olivia Newton-John sang the male part.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure
so
it was the two of them. They turned it around.
They turned it around. And nobody ever said anything about her trying to get him into the Christmas sack.
I know.
Without consent. Okay.
That's the most ridiculous thing. Let us.
Okay, but let me finish the story.
Okay.
John Legend and Kelly Clarkson have approached this a different way. She is singing the female part. He is singing the male part, but they've changed the words a bit.
Of course.
So the new lyrics go, Kelly Clarkson sings, "What will my friends think?" To which John Legend, then in the counterpart, says, "I think they should rejoice." And then Kelly Clarkson says, "If I have one more drink." And then legend says it's your body and your choice. So just saying.
There you go. They made the political more political. So good for you, John and Kelly.
There you go.
Excellent. Good job. Good job. We'll see those hashtag #MeToo women. We'll see what they say about that now. It's your body. You can do whatever you want with it. Oh, this is great. I can't wait.
And I guess the final one is there's a lady in New York who had a camera attached to the middle of her bra. The camera looked like a button, so nobody knew it was a camera. You couldn't tell it was a camera by looking at it. Mm-hmm. And she walked around the streets and she took video to see, because when somebody looks at that part of her body, it will look like they're looking right at her, which is the camera, okay? Mm-hmm. So she was
cleavage?
So she was, oh yeah. So she was able to walk around the city and get lots of pictures of people looking right there at the, the important part right there.
The voluptuous mountains.
What is this music? The Girl Watches theme? Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, that's it. So what happened?
So yeah, so she showed evidence that people will look at women's breasts, and not just men. She's got a dog looking at her. She's got the Cookie Monster. She's got the Statue of Liberty even looking at her. the one in Times Square.
Well, you men should do the same thing.
They're 2 steps ahead of you, Robin.
Okay.
The 2 men that helped her make the video did the similar thing in 2014 with the camera hidden in their pants.
Good for them.
And people were looking there, too, apparently.
Good job. Good job.
We'll take a little break. Be right back. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. An Army Lieutenant Colonel on the National Security Council,